Good start to the morning. Fresh shavings arriving from Jenkinson's. And we're hoping that Michael's going to be here to help offload them. So we've only been able to order 2 pallets this time, whereas usually we would order 4 or 6 to go in the barn. But as we've got limited space in the containers, we've had to only do 2. Are you all going to help offload these? I don't think you are. It's not food hidder. There we go. All we've got to do now is offload them into the container. Prince has heard Frey inside the container there. It's got all the feed in. He'd be the best assistant, but she doesn't always like him assisting. Annie, are you going to go and help as well? That's charming, Annie. Well, this is exciting, and we've waited since July for this to happen. July! It's been ages. Yeah, so we've got Paul here from Brentwood Nurseries, or Lane's Landscapes, and he's come along with Chris, who's in the front. But this is finally the willow tree, as Mum and Dad's memorial tree that so many of you contributed towards as well. So we're going to offload it here, and then David's going to be here next week. Oh, Frey, look at this. It's beautiful. Oh, that's better than I thought. No, well, I knew that we'd ordered a more mature one, but that is going to look absolutely gorgeous. Oh, let's get it offloaded. So we've got the willow tree offloaded into the conservation area. And because it's a week now until David's coming to plant it, just put a little bit of protection. I know it's not ideal, it's not proper tree guards, but there's a bit of insulation and covering just to protect it in case we get frost and in case those cheeky little deer want to come along and start chewing on the bark. So it's going to sit here for the next week, and then it will go down and sit in between these 2 other willow trees that overlook the orchard. Good morning, Annie. The Frisian kitchen is open. I'll get you your breakfast now. But you're not coming in for it. That would be wrong. Annie and Smurfy are here. Not quite sure where Hidda is. He'll appear in a minute. We've also got little Twixie over there. Always shouting for a breakfast. There's the floppy dick. Hello, Rainbow Boy. Little Nero. Looking very shiny and clean. He had a lovely time with Molly yesterday. She's even bought him another present that you've probably seen on Frey's video. His little octopus. And he's not destroyed him as much as he has the other 3 treats that Molly got him. Hooper tucking into his morning breakfast as well. He seems to be doing well. Now we've extended the amount of time he gets on grass. So fingers crossed we're on the right track. And Neeka Noodles. She's a little bit wary of the door this morning because Nero's quick kick was on. So I think that's gone off a few times and it makes a funny sound. It was also very, very windy last night. Well, I think he spent all night outside because I just looked at his bedroom and he's not even disturbed it. That saves the job today, doesn't it, Hoyt? ready for carrots? Iceman. Mai, you're coming up because you're going to Mel's today with Dale, who's over there waiting patiently as well. Mabes. Little Wren. Special's absolutely fascinated with the trailer today. Not quite sure why. Hey Yoda. Do you want a carrot? Should we go to Mel's later? She's only if I can have carrots first. Been a little while since Neeka has been able to do any work really after having her foot resectioned. There wasn't a lot of support on the outside of her hoof. Can you stop eating my hat, please? Thank you. But she's got a bit more growth there, so the foot is looking much better in a straight line. She's looking really good, really sound. When she turns to the left, because it's her left front foot that she had all of that hoof taken away on the outside, you know, she feels that, so we don't tend to try and turn her to the left very often. You know, the preference is always to turn her to the right because she's got more support through that foot. But I just brought her in the arena today just to do a little bit of basic groundwork, just to try and rebuild some of that muscle that she's lost. So you'll see the poles behind me, I've just been sort of zigzagging her across those, and that helps open up her shoulders and helps her step across behind. So it's really basic little exercises. So I'll share a little bit with you now, wherever I can keep in screen. Come on, Noodles. Yeah. Good. Good. So I just ask her to step back. You know, this is good. You know, it stretches her hamstrings and teaches her not to plough over the top of me, which is her default, isn't it, sweetheart? And then we'll do a little bit of following. Good gal. And we'll head over to the poles and just do a little bit of slalom on them. Come on, sweetheart. Good gal. So there, where she's trying to go over the top of me, I just send her back a couple of strides and just use that sound, that shh sound. So on a windy day, it's always a little bit worse for her. She's always been sort of wind and noise sensitive because she's not been out here doing a lot. She takes a little bit more time to settle down. Good girl. So even if we can just get her stepping over the poles a few times, it just works muscles that she's not worked for a while. Oh, darling. Oh, it's very exciting. You can hear people up there, can't you? Yeah? Should we start at this end? Yeah? Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. So I just want her to follow me without going over the top of me, and just think about where she's putting her feet. Good girl. So rather than me pulling her, I just want her to realise that she just needs to follow. That's it, good girl. I think she can hear Todd with his dog over the other side of the banking there. She says, that's terrifying. That's it, good girl. Good girl. And so because she can hear him behind her, that's why she's getting quite excitable. All right, darling. All right, darling. Yeah. So I'll just stand with her for a minute. Oh, it's very exciting today. It's all very exciting. Yeah? Shh. Shh. quite know what to do with herself. But you know, this is good for her to have a little bit of freedom and get it out of her system, because she's been contained for a while. So I don't worry about this. I just stay calm, keep a little bit out of her way, and she'll soon enough settle. All right, darling. Yeah, it's been a long time. You know, she has a little bit of a run around in the turnouts. But this is where a lot of people, you know, they have their horses stabled over the winter and they wonder why they come out like this. And they're, you know, a bit wild and crazy, because, you know, sometimes they just need to stretch their legs. All right, darling. So I'm not making a big deal out of it. And I just slowly wave the rope at her. And eventually she will feed off my energy. And calm. All right, sweetheart. So there's me saying I don't like to take her on a left circle, but she was quite happy trotting around that way. Good girl. You're okay. You're okay. There we go. And I'll just send her back a step now, because her focus isn't on me at all at the moment. Oh, darling. It's all very, very scary, especially when it's windy. Okay, I don't want to take you round on a circle that way. There we go. Oh, lots of snorting. Lots of snorting. So just touch her on the neck and just encourage that relaxation. There we go. Good. Good. So she just slowly drops down and she thinks about it. But this is where it's so important to stay calm yourself. Good girl. And we got a bit of licking and chewing now. But Todd's moved away with his dog, so there's not that sound over there now. But you know, a lot of it is, that's her character, that's who she is. And of course you can see a lot more because she's not got her visor on. Okay? Right, should we have a little quiet walk around the other way now? Yeah? Let's have a little quiet walk around the other way. No, you're going to go that way. I've just got the stick, I'll just touch it on her side. Good. 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 Good girl. That's it. That's better. Good. Just touch the stick up there and she knows that's her sign to drop her neck and head down. She's licking and chewing now. And there's a bit more relaxation. But you know, I know that this is her character. She's always been quite a high energy, stressy character. You know, whether that's related to her eyesight, who knows. There we go, good girl. And sometimes you just have to allow her to get that out of her system. Good girl. So she's still distracted, she's not really focusing on me. But we don't mind for today, do we? But if it was a very calm, quiet day, she wouldn't be reacting quite the same. Just tap her with the stick again till she drops down and relaxes. You're going to chew on the stick. Good. Okay, should we have a little walk now? Good girl. Good. 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 That's more relaxed. Good. So as I say, she's not done anything for a long, long time. So even if we just get to the stage where she walks around relaxed, I'm happy with that. So she's got a bit excited there again, just because she heard something. But before I started filming, I did quite a bit of pole work with her anyway, so I'm going to call it a day at that. Just get that relaxation back. Good. Shh. 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 Good. Good. Are we happy with that? I think we're happy with that for today. Good girl. Ladies, you've had a lovely time in Bess's barn, under the solarium, having a nice clean up. Now we're going to go off to Mel's. Well, the two of them have actually travelled very well in the trailer. Little Micah there and Doubtson. So we've come in the trailer, and thanks again to Tony for lending us his truck, which is absolutely invaluable at the moment. And I'm pleased to say that we are heading up to go and have a look at the new Horsebox options this weekend. So a huge thank you to everybody who's already contributed through the GoFundMe, and hopefully we'll get something secured this weekend. They've both finished their sessions. I went first with Doubtson. Sorry not to get any footage for you. She was very, very good, despite the fact that Micah kept getting in her way, following her around everywhere she went, even when you were trying to do the clog, didn't she? But then when I moved on to Micah, Doubtson just stood quietly in the background, didn't you? You little dirty nose. But Micah was, I wouldn't say that she was a diva, but she's in season at the moment, so she gets very tight through her body, especially through her shoulders and through her back end when she's in season. So it took most of the session just to get her moving and get her to relax and let go. But we got there in the end, and her eyes tell you everything, because when she started, she had like little dragon eyes where she was giving me very evil looks because she was so tight. They're much, much softer now. So she's got her turnout rug back on. I'm going to get Doubtson's on, get them loaded back up in the trailer and drop them off at the palace and playground. Right, come on girls, back into the palace. We've even got a little welcoming party. Hello beasties. Oh, and Yolanda's angry.
So the other day there was nobody there. Today they're all here, milling around and whinnying.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello. Yes, we'll put yours over here. I should have yours on top, shouldn't I? There we go. Nice man. Yoda. There we go. Who have we got next? Mabes, you're going after Micah today. There you go. Where's Speshy? Spesh? There we go. We like civilised. Renska, you're next. Yes, my darling. Look at those little nostrils going. Let's grab yours next. Oh, hold on, that's not yours. That one's yours. There we go. Then we've got Dell. Come on, Dell. Hannes, are you having it in there today? Dell. Skinny in. Oh, what's happened to Humphrey? Humphrey's had a bad night. He looks a bit dishevelled.
It does a bit.
I think he looks dirtier than all the horses, actually.
Oh dear, he's got a grubby nose.
Yes. Oh, we'll put it back on the fence.
Oh.
Ooh.
Well, that's everybody and the gate closed 1 minute 52.
Oh, that's not bad. Oh, are we going to start timing it every morning?
Well, I don't know. And then there was the Humphrey diversion, which probably doesn't count.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
that's pretty good.
Yeah, no, that's not bad going. Let's see how long it takes before they all start arguing. But they'll all come and hover for their treat balls.
Yeah, probably. They're all nicely in line now, though. Look at that.
Look who's come to visit us today. It's a little teddy bear. Hey, Mabel. Say hello to everyone. Sorry, and you, Jodie, of course, you know.
And Jim.
And Jim, of course.
Jim's very busy.
Yeah. And there's Susan in the background there. Let's see those beautiful blue eyes.
Yes. Oh, you're so cute. You're so cute.
How's it going, Jodie?
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Doing well. I think she's just starting to teethe a little bit, but nothing too bad.
Is she still going out to check on the animals with you most days?
She goes everywhere with us. So, and now that we've got this pram, we can get anywhere, which is great. So through the fields and.
Can you see Freya's gonks?
You're having a good look at everything. Beautiful girl. So I know last time we had you on video, you were hoping to come back for half day, and for whatever it just didn't work out, did it?
It's just not happening right now, but we've just got loads on.
Yeah.
But it's nice to just come visit and see the horses and everybody. So.
Yeah, we love you coming to visit, and yeah, it'll happen when it happens, you know.
It's the weather's cold and horrible, isn't it? And
Yeah, you can't do much in winter.
get out and do different things.
Now, before I finish today's vlog, I just wanted to say a huge thank you to everybody who's already supported the Horsebox campaign. Now, whether that's through sharing the fundraiser, making a one-off donation, or joining our incredible community of monthly patrons. Every single bit of support really helps. So this weekend I'm going to be heading up to Carlisle to visit Steffex Horseboxes, where I'm hoping to make the final decision on which model is going to be right for us here at the sanctuary. There are a couple currently in production, one that could be ready in around about 6 weeks I believe, and the other one is closer to 8 weeks. So things are really starting to move. I'm also incredibly grateful to share that arrangements are now in place to cover any remaining balance through an interest-free finance agreement, thanks to one of our very, very kind and generous sponsors who didn't really want the sanctuary or all of you, our supporters, burdened with the interest charges that generally come through a finance agreement. So that generosity has taken another bit of pressure off all of us. Of course, you know, we still need to manage those monthly repayments alongside the day-to-day costs of running everything here at the farm, and that's where your continued support, especially through our patrons, helps make everything that we do possible. So, as I say, I hope you've enjoyed today's vlog, the random bits of clips as it usually is. Thank you for caring about the horses the way that we do and playing such an important part of us and this sanctuary going forward. I'll leave you with that lovely little face of Uber, who Molly's put him in the arena today to have a little bit of a change of scenery, so he's had a nice time in there with the treat balls and just doing a little bit of weeding around the edge.
I wake up in the morning with a smile on my face, feeling thankful for the love and the happiness we chase. Sun is shining brightly, sky so blue and clear. With every breath I take, I'm grateful you are near. So grateful, yeah. Thank you for the laughter, thank you for the tears. Thank you for the moments that we hold dear. Thank you for the love, thank you for the light. I'm grateful every day. You make my world so bright, oh so bright. The world can be a crazy place without